r/rules horror. Posted by you/sleeplessmadness. Rules for the Death Walker. So you're dead or well, not really. After all, if you were dead, how could you be reading this? I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're like me, stuck in the Deadlands, and you're gonna be here often. You see, we're Death Walkers, we die and come here. If we leave, we return to our bodies. As for how or why we are, I don't know. My best guess is our purpose is to become fuel when we eventually fail. That being said, let's get started on teaching you the rules of this place. 1. Take a look around. You'll see two masses in the skies, one red, one blue. That's where they'll drag you if they can. Other than that, this place will be white and empty. If you see a black pulsing mess, ignore it. It only becomes active when you acknowledge its existence. 1A. If you have acknowledged the mass, I'm sorry, but you're now going to have to rush as it sends the thing to hunt you. 1B. If that thing is sent after you, run, sprint, don't stop for a second or it will catch up. Ignore the other rules in favor of speed. 1C. Make peace with whatever you believe in, because I have never seen anyone successfully outrun that thing. Not without sacrificing others to buy time. 2. Check your hands. You'll notice they're sort of gray now. That means you're safe and don't have to worry about anything. We'll be for a few more rounds of this. 2A. If for whatever reason your hands are a dark, almost ink black color, you are not safe. You're now prime fuel for the masses and will have to abide by the other rules. 3. Start walking. Doesn't matter what direction you're going in, the Deadlands don't adhere to the rules of the living world. 4. You'll meet your first entity after about 5 minutes of walking. She'll take on an appearance most appealing to you and attempt to convince you to go with her. Politely decline her offer unless you want to go to the furnace. 4A. If for whatever reason she asks to walk with you, accept. There is no harm in this, and you may even get some information out of her. Apparently even she gets bored and lonely. 4B. If you are for some reason rude to her at any point, the Deadlands will become hostile. Hope you're good at avoiding everything trying to kill you, well, unless you like the idea of finding out what the blue mass does. 4C. She may at times be accompanied by Entity 2, the friendly fellow. You'll notice he's a grayish color and, as his name suggests, rather friendly. He's one of us that decided escape wasn't worth it. Be nice to him and he should help guide you through this place. 5. Eventually you'll come to a place where the ground has a grayish color and an almost snow-like covering. That's ash. That's all of us that didn't escape this place, that gave in. Pay them respect, a small prayer, a blessing, anything to show them you acknowledge their suffering. 5A. If for whatever reason you didn't pay respect, start running. The ashes will start to take the form of who they once were. They will begin to attempt to drag you back, and then they will take you to the furnace so you can endure what they once did. She may deign to stop them if she's taken a liking to you, but don't count on it. 5B. They may on occasion take on a more twisted form with elongated limbs, sharper teeth, and a chest cavity that'll open up to be used as a cage for when they catch you. In this event you will not be going to the furnace but the blue mass. I don't know what happens there, but every now and then I'll hear a scream on the non-existent wind and it'll seem to glow just a bit brighter. 6. You'll be approaching a forest by now, the trunks ivory white while the leaves are pitch black. Now is the time to be extremely careful as the lost roam here. The shadowy figures that seem to disappear whenever they enter your peripherals. Avoid looking into their faces when they approach, they'll make you into more of them. It's not a pleasant process would be an understatement. 7. Congratulations, you're at the final hurdle. Before you there is a door, and depending on its appearance a different set of rules will apply. 7A. If the door is red and has a dial lock on it, run past it. It's unlocked but it'll drag you back to the ash fields, except this time no acknowledgement will appease the ashes. After running past it for 5 minutes, walk backwards and you'll find yourself alive again. 7B. The blue door will be cold to the touch. Push, do not pull this door. Pushing it will let you out, pulling it will also let you out, but hypothermia will kill you and then we're back at the start again. 7C. This isn't so much a door as it is a black gate with depictions of the ivory forest you've walked through and the occasional screaming soul. Just walk through it. The only trick this gate has is to make you fear it. Congratulations, you've returned to your body. Don't mind the shadows in your peripherals, they can't hurt the living directly. Next story of this video. Posted by you/sleeplessmadness. Rules for escaping the half-dead god. You ever get that feeling like you're God's personal plaything? Well, that's the case right now, but don't worry, it's not the god, just the half-dead one. You'll know this is the case if you've seen an entity that looks human but seems to have sleek black feathers for clothes, and talons where there should be fingers. Hey, relax, I'm gonna guide you through this. You see, before you there was me, and before me there was someone else. We're gonna get through this. You're a plaything for him, and like all children he tends to break his toys. Whether that's on purpose or by accident I'm not sure, so if we're going to get him to move on to the next one you're going to have to follow some rules. 1. Be polite. He spends a lot of time in places where manners are of the utmost importance. Rudeness will not be tolerated. 1a. If you've been rude, attempt to appease him immediately. Tea and biscuits work best but is not guaranteed depending on how rude you were. He thrives on chaos, and if he decides you're not a friend he'll happily drive you mad for his own amusement. Don't trust the herald, don't trust the list. 2. Under no circumstances acknowledge the shadowy figures in your peripherals. They're here for him, not you. That being said, if you acknowledge them they'll consider you a target as well. 2a. In the event that they drag you to there for acknowledging them, I'm sorry but there's no way out for you. You're one of the lost now. 3. After about 5 minutes of him being in your vicinity you'll notice reality seem to shift slightly. Nothing drastic, just things like objects being a few inches over from where they were a second ago, a thin smoke covering the immediate area, and the smell of decay in the air. From this point on breathe exclusively through your mouth. Well, unless you like rapid aging followed by total organ failure and gaping external wounds. Doesn't that sound strange? How would he know? 3a. In the event of rapid aging, curl into a ball. It won't help, but whoever finds you're a corpse will appreciate the fact they couldn't immediately see the worst of it. You can ignore this of course, but that'd be rather inconsiderate. Stand straight, bear through it. 4. Look into his eyes. Aren't they sparkly? Like there's an entire world to explore hidden in them. Go on, explore. It's your only escape. 4a. Do not look into his eyes, and do not under any circumstances accept his offer to explore another world. You will eventually come back, but you'll be driven insane. 5. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Don't accept any food he offers. The price is becoming one of the lost. Take it, run, flee, escape his game. 6. At this point he'll be getting bored. Boredom means more extreme shifts to the environment. Electronics will begin to flicker, anything silver will vibrate, and your shadow will begin to move on its own. You will need to keep standing in your shadow. 7. You're in the home stretch now, just 2 more events to deal with. Take a deep breath and steel your nerves, it'll help with what's to come. 8. The shadows that aren't your own will begin to claw at you. Sit down, close your eyes and ignore them. If you don't they'll be able to get a grip on you. You do not want them to get a grip on you. 8a. Let us help, you're nearing the end, we are trying to help you. 8b. Do not listen to the whispers in your mind, they will attempt to lead you off course. 9. A portal will open in your kitchen for exactly 5 minutes, jump through and it'll take you back to before all this started. He'll never appear, and he'll become someone else's problem to deal with. 9a. If you fail to get through the portal, well, I hope you enjoy becoming one of his permanent toys. 10. You fooled the herald, lies, he twists the truth. It seems the jig is up, but oh well. It would have been more fun to watch you wonder where you went wrong, what happened, why you're here. Oh well, the look on your face is amusing enough for the time being. Who am I? That's unimportant for a toy to know. You know, not everything was a lie, not everything was the truth either. I mean, you had to be polite, and the shadows weren't for you, that's true, but your escape was truly in disobeying Rule 3 and 3a. The rest were for the game. Of course they tried to save you from their fate, but who is going to trust sinister whispers in their head over the list in their hand, written by someone who seems to care? I've played this game longer than anyone. I made the rules, and the half-dead god? Well, he gets his chaos and his friends, while I get to savor the terror. Now take care, or don't, the next toy is already being selected.